All right, let's see. We have a game between two players playing as Chinese. The map is not Nomad. What is this map again? Oops, that's not the right button. What is this map again? Well, it's called Pequento. Bedouins. No, this isn't. Is this Bedouins? Yeah, this is Bedouins. Okay, cool. We've got Bedouins. Bedouins. I don't know how you say it. I'm not French, okay? Actually, I'm a quarter French. Anyway, you've got basically a nomad start. You can drop your TC anywhere. Lots of shore fish to take on the edge of these ponds. Little lag in this game, but we'll let it catch up. You can see that the wood lines are really sparse in the middle of the map, but they are really, they're not thick on the edges, but all of the wood on the map is clustered to the edge. Usually makes for a really open game. I have actually seen players wall this, and I've seen them win games after walling this, which is crazy to think about. But we've seen that before from people like Backed and DeGao. But for the most part, it's an open map. You want to get out early. You want a unit that's mobile. Chinese have the option to go into cavalry or into archers. They can do a couple of different things really nicely. Cavalry on a map like this can be so huge because it's so open that you can just constantly bother your opponent. Maybe we'll see TaToH. Spoiler alert, if you guys haven't seen game one, you might want to click the stream off right now. But game number one that we saw, TaToH went deep into scouts. I mean, like balls deep into scouts, like 40 scouts. That actually wouldn't be the worst strategy on this map. There's a lot of food to be taken in the form of shorefish, and the map is incredibly open. You can actually see these guys are going to be pretty darn close together with their TCs as well. So the early game begins. Guys are shore fishing. That is the fastest way to get food at this point in the game. I think it's the fastest way to get food with a villager. Maybe a Hun's villager taking hunt is faster, but at least for Chinese, this is as good as it gets. TaToH expanding to more mills, and we are going to see a lot of villagers pumped out here early. There's not going to be any worry about, do I have enough food to queue another vill? TaToH at the moment on 16, Poxo on 15. I wonder what they'll go up on. That's going to be an interesting thing. You could get up really early, but with 3 villagers on wood, you wouldn't have enough wood to really get anything done. Actually, looks like Poxo is going to have 5 vills on wood early, and TaToH will just have, he'll have 4. Actually, 3 villagers technically, 1 out here building houses. Welcome to the channel, Laurencio and Zabruni. Welcome, guys. Sorry my alerts are broken right now, but thanks for tuning in live on Twitch. This is Killer B, enjoying some live action between TaToH and Poxo in the Tournament Nacional. I know I didn't pronounce it right, but I'm still doing my best. I'm but a humble American. We don't know how to pronounce anything properly. At the moment, players expanding their wood ecos a little bit. TaToH is still a villager ahead, so you got to give him some props for the early game micro, I suppose. The macro game, I shouldn't say the macro, the long game actually could favor Poxo, because Pox can get to this back area a lot easier than TaToH. TaToH's TC is in the dead center of the map. He's not going to be able to get out to that all-important wood line in the perimeter of the game. Both guys sheep scouting. Let's see. TaToH's got a really good view of the map. So does Pox, doing a pretty good job on their sides. Both guys probably have a pretty good idea of where the other person's TC is based on losing sheep in that area. I could be wrong about that. TaToH will be up to feudal first by about a minute, which is a massive difference, I would say. No barracks down just yet for the blue player, but we will see that coming soon, question mark. Looks like he will go out and drop a barracks. And TaToH will certainly have enough wood to drop a stable as well when he gets up. You don't have to go with a stable, but it seems to me like the easier choice. Gold piles are kind of sporadically placed around the map in this one. You can see, ooh, what did we find here? We found Poxo on stone. Pox is on stone, baby. 4 villagers out there. This is an interesting strat. It's not going to help him deal with scouts at all, but he can definitely tower up his side a bit. Poxo's going to wall off one flank at least near TaToH. TaToH will power build the stable with 3 vills, and he's going to send in scouts against this economy. There are a couple of villagers here who are a little bit, especially these 2, they're a little bit out in the open. But Pox is going to have a lot of resources for towers, and let's just wait and see where the first couple of towers might go for Poxo. Pox is going to have some towers. You can build those defensively or you can build those offensively. For now, it's going to be, well, the first one's already queued. Where is it going to go? TaToH is actually going to be the first one with a tower, which is kind of funny. But Poxo did just drop a bunch of stone. So where did he drop that stone? Doesn't have a market, didn't sell it. Where is it? Where's the stone? TaToH's tower coming up. Ah, here's Pox's tower. Oh, that's a really tough location. Countered by TaToH's tower, TaToH's TC, and the first scout coming out on the map. So Poxo will have to build a defensive tower instead of an offensive one. He's going to have to micro a little bit here to keep his villagers alive. Seems to be doing a decent job so far. Those scouts are roaming in from TaToH now. Poxo again on the defensive from the jump in this game, adding in spearmen to try to counter all of these scouts, but there's so much map here to cover. You need so many spears to keep all of this area safe. Looks like Pox will tower his own stone pile, which I think is a pragmatic move, but I also think I wish he took a little bit of a risk here. He's going to probably lose a vill. No, actually, there's a spearman in the area. Spearman will push TaToH away for now, and we'll see. Pox actually has a spear sitting on every pile of fish on the map, so that's okay. TaToH once again going rather deep into scouts. Poxo is holding his side of the map, but Mr. TaToH must be taking a little bit of stone himself. TaToH here is actually going to have 4 villagers on stone as well. Both guys still shore fishing. I don't see a single farm on the map, and it's a chaotic one. Finally a stable now coming from Poxo, who's done a decent job to defend so far. He's going to be 1 vill behind TaToH, but he's been 1 vill behind for a while. Somebody died, though. There's another dead villager with blood surrounding his head and neck area. So TaToH continuing to keep the pressure on. Pox at the moment does not have really any offensive units on the map. He's just trying to defend himself. Will lose another vill there on the bottom side. TaToH dropping a tower as well, rendering this mill ineffective. Probably can wall it in and break the wrist and walk away. Should be fine. Spearman here is chasing this scout, and look at TaToH just leading him around. TaToH is just leading that scout on. Almost got a villager because of it. But Pox again having to play a really defensive game with a lot of spearmen, and it's just not going to work out for him in the long run. I shouldn't say that. It probably won't work out for Pox in the long run, who's really cobbed up on this wood line, because spears can't really rush in against a bunch of towers. TaToH's building towers everywhere. He's kind of like crushing his opponent, Poxo, into a small area. This tower takes away some of the front. Outposts actually in the middle, not towers. But more towers coming for sure. Maybe one here would be devastating. I think TaToH is starting to take a little map control. He's going to render his opponent's spears rather useless, but we'll see. Poxo here can use those units to defend a bit longer and maybe get a better unit composition out. Poxo at the moment, though, he's not doing so hot on food and gold. He's spending everything he's got to keep himself afloat. Villager count is +3 for TaToH, who seems to be in a good spot to maybe run away with this one. Poxo at the moment, though, is going to drop a tower in defense. I like it a lot. He will have a couple spearmen in this area. TaToH doesn't seem to be going into 40 scouts in this game, but he does have probably 7 of them here in the top corner of the map. I think that's 7. I like this tower a lot. Going to take away this newly built mill. And TaToH continuing to just kind of strangle his opponent out of this game. So Prentice, Jesus, this game's over already. TaToH is showing you how to win on this map. I talked to you early about how I think scouts is a really nice strategy. And I think that scouts here is really, the decision to go into scouts has been a pretty deciding factor. Those units are still killing villagers, and they just really, they're not that weak to a tower that isn't garrisoned. Poxo here's got 2 villagers who are just standing and chilling by this stone pile. And another one of those will die. This tower will go down, and TaToH will take this resource away from his opponent if he wants to. It's his party. He can cry if he wants to. Forging on the way. That is a good upgrade to have when you're raiding. Also, +1 defense is already in for TaToH. So the Chinese war at the moment here is starting to get out of hand. TaToH will drop a market. He'll go over and start taking some gold. Poxo has to have some sort of, I don't know, Hail Mary strategy. No, he doesn't have a Hail Mary strategy. His strategy is going to say, GG. I don't know what he's saying here, but I think he's saying that this isn't my map. He may not really know the meta on this map. I don't think I really know it either, but it is pretty obvious to me that TaToH knows what's going on here, and he gets a pretty easy win. Gets those first couple scouts out, built a couple nice towers to strangle out his opponent's eco. You could tell that TaToH's strategy was to tower up all of these fish pools that his opponent Poxo was trying to take, and in the end, just overwhelming once again with scouts. So that is it for the second game of this set, at least the second one I've seen. For those of you guys on YouTube, much love. I'll catch you later. Au revoir.